So I'm taking the dude to school.
Hello.
That's better, much better. Anyway, so we'll go to school, dropping him off. First day back after spring break. It has been the busiest vacation I think I've ever had. Yeah, I'm tired. Tired of vacation, and I'm glad to be getting back really into the grind. I want to talk about the grind a little bit, but first let's drop him off and then we'll chat. Have a great day at school, okay? Best part of my day. Oh, jeez. Oh, falling over.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Love you. What, you again? Again? Bye. All right, so he's done. He's in class. Let's have a little chat about the work. This is an interesting conversation because really the only work I've been doing is this 100-day challenge, because obviously it takes up a daily aspect of my life. I've been on vacation, and so I really haven't done much else. That all changes today. But what I really want to talk about is how the work that I'm doing on the 100-day project, how that's going to shift, how that's going to change, and also how it's going to be incorporated into the work that I'm doing now. Just to recap for anybody who wasn't paying close enough attention or didn't know in the first place, the reason I did the 100-day challenge is because I wanted to kind of expand my illustration skill. I'm not trying to become an illustrator, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I wanted to kind of get a better grasp on drawing the female figure, but in a very specific way. I'm looking for something minimal, but I'm also looking for the technique needed to kind of push it in a more almost abstract but interesting and complementary direction. What I mean by that is that I want it to be a little bit on the grotesque side, but I don't want it to be grotesque as a whole. I still want them to appear beautiful and strong and empowered, but I want to do it in a way that is more emblematic of the work that I'm doing. The thing is, I don't 100% know what that exactly means right now, because I've never tried it, I've never done it, I've never tried to kind of push that line between beauty and grotesque. It's gonna be an interesting journey for sure. I know I'm not gonna like the first few times I do it, but that's why we're doing this 100-day challenge, is to kind of get used to the thing that I want to do so that I can push it and get used to it, and then I can push it and get used to it, and push it and get used to it, because I believe 100% that that is the only way that we grow as artists. So in a minute I'm about to show you music. So in a minute I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like through the time-lapse thing that I do. Be forewarned. It may not be great. It may not be anything I will want to represent except for here for demonstration purposes. I'm okay with the learning process. I do tend to be pretty critical of myself when I'm doing this, but I'm not critical in the sense that I'm knocking myself. I'm not being self-deprecating. Instead, I like to look at my work very critically because I want to be able to understand how I do it better. What is it that I need to do to improve? If I don't take a real good look at what I'm doing and see how I can improve it, then I'm never gonna advance. I'm just gonna keep going down the same path that I've always been, and that's not what this is about. This is about growth. This is about change. This is about adaptation. This is about becoming a better artist. And I can't do that unless I'm taking a critical look at it. And you can't do it unless you're taking a critical look at your stuff too. Don't kid yourself. That's the only way we grow. Trying to push ourselves and then understanding why it worked or didn't work. So there you go. I dig it. I like this one a lot. If you've been following along on Instagram, you see that, you know, my progress is kind of, yesterday's not that fond of. I have this theory that when you fall backwards. You step back in progress. That it's not just stepping back and falling backwards. You're actually falling back into like a rubber band or the ropes of a ring boxer, and you're falling back into the ropes so that you can push forward. And that's what I'm doing. Pushing back into the ropes or back into my noisy chair to fling myself forward. And this one is a pretty good step in the general direction that I was talking about. Let me explain. The face is obviously very, you know, like pretty traditional. The hair is abstract in nature. The clothing are abstract in nature. The whole, everything is just kind of, I'm pushing my limits as far as like what all the things are, what all the elements are in the piece, and why do they have to have a certain kind of structure? Why can't they be a little bit more loose, a little bit more free, a little bit more representational rather than actual things? Does the blouse have to look like a blouse, or can it look like something's just draped upon this person? And so that's the journey. Step one in the general direction. What I said earlier is about it probably sucking the first time I kind of pushed myself away. Okay, that one didn't suck. I actually liked it a lot. But now that I know, okay, I can do this, I'll push it further. So the next couple may be good, maybe not. Maybe they'll be a little bit too abstract, and I'll push it, and if I push it too far, I'll come back. And I believe that that's just the nature of this thing until I find how I want to finally establish this, because the idea is that I'm not going to be doing work in this format, this size format, like the paper. I'm not going to be doing that. This is a work in progress that I'm doing. If you can imagine me somehow incorporating this illustration style into something that I do that's of this nature. I don't know what that means yet, but as I start to develop this more, it will become more clear about how it works with this. But for now, I'm happy with this, and I'm going to keep pressing on. That's it for today. No big lesson. I'm happy, and we're gonna leave it at that. Let's stay happy for the rest of the day, at least until tomorrow when I do this again, and see what happens then. Before I go though, I would really like to know what you guys think. Look, don't just sit here and soak me with compliments. You can soak me with compliments. Don't just soak me with compliments. I'd like you to know what you think of like this whole progress, about how I'm moving through this journey, how you think this will end up in my other work, like over there, which I'm pointing to, which you can't see because I don't want to pick it up again. How is all this gonna work? What do you think? How do you think it all plays out? Do you think that these things go together? Do you think that I'm on the right path? Do you think that it matters? Do you really care? I don't know. Tell me what you think, one way or the other. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm not going to disparage you for expressing your opinion if it's different than mine. Hey, listen, folks. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you hanging out. Remember, be good today, be even better tomorrow. See ya. Very schmutzy. I didn't do a good job of it.